5 single things I want to talk about going on in the NFL right now. Week 9 over, Week 10 just started. Niners beat the Bears on Thursday Night Football. And if you watch the game, first thing I want to talk about, running backs. You need offensive linemen to run the ball in the National Football League. Matt Forte in that game, 20 carries, about 40 yards. Yeah, not very good. But the reason why he hasn't been able to win in that game or any other, really, basically, is because the offensive line is just not good in terms of running the football and run blocking. Orlando Pace, he's just not athletic enough to run block anymore. Both Roberto Garza, Owen Quince, they're over the head. They can't really do it the way they used to. They're apparently old. And Frank, a Manduana, Frank Omila, some African brother that signed from Carolina. Started some games for Carolina last year, did okay. And they signed him to be the starter this year. It didn't work out. They went back to Josh Beasley, who they should have stuck with in the first place because he played really well last year with Matt Forte running all over the NFL. So, they're not doing very well running the ball. The Chargers, LT, he's over there, very well. No, you couldn't even say it with a straight face. You couldn't tell. You had 4 open holes all season. Seriously. They use Darren Fosmo because they've had to run him on screens, run him on draws, throwing up to him in the flat. He's faster than LT ever was. So you can use somebody in the first quarter when you need a passing offense to come back in the game and just to have a 2-minute drive. You might as well go with Sproles. And you have Marcus Field, the softest 330-plus pound left tackle I've ever seen in my life. You have Nick Hardwick out. He's been out since Monday Night Football, the first game against the Raiders. You have a rookie right guard. You don't have a fullback. You have an H-back in Jacob Hester. So they can't really run the ball. The Cardinals, another team. The Cardinals could be the best offense in the league, at least top 3, if they had an offensive line that could push the line and run the ball. Reggie Wells, Deuce Patui, Mike Andy, not great. Funny thing is, the right side, Deuce Patui, the right guard, and Devo on the right tackle, actually better. The best run blockers in the line, so that's not a really good idea, obviously. And Beanie Wells, averaging over 4 yards a carry, leading the team in rushing, even though he didn't play that much early on in the season. So, and if you tell, you watch the game against Chicago, they ran Beanie to the right side, where Levi Brown is, I like that. So, if they could run the ball a little better, they would be unbelievable. Not only a great passing team. So, my point to you, top is number 1. You want to run the ball in the NFL? Get an offensive line and a fullback. Fullback helps too. Right? Topic number 2. My 4 MVPs so far for this season: Phillip Rivers, Darren Sharp, Drew Brees, and Peyton Manning. Couldn't win last year. He's pretty darn good though. Darren Sharp, I say this because he's 7 interceptions, 3 of them touchdowns. He is a leader of a defense that. It's average, not great. It's a pretty. He hasn't playing on another level along with Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, and Sharper, 34 years old, just turned 34 this November. Earlier in the month, 3 touchdowns. 3 of the interceptions, 3 touchdowns. It looks like the defense is scoring a touchdown every week. He's having the best year of his career. Amazing. And again, he has the defense overperforming. Phillip Rivers, okay. Over 2,200 yards, only 6 interceptions, and 3 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown drive in New York against the New York Jets. At that, and has the Chargers 1 day off from the Denver Broncos. Remember, the Broncos were 6-0, and they beat San Diego on Monday night, and San Diego was like, San Diego's done, Denver's going to win the business. Uh-oh, look at that. 8 men. Number one. In passing yards. And, it's number 2, not Chubb's number 1, but not Chubb. Second, right. 105 passing yards. Doing amazing things with the undefeated football team they played in England. That'll be fun on Sunday Night Football. And last week, Drew Brees. Unbelievable. Has a rating of 106. Now, he's number 1 in touchdowns. Hard with not Chubb. Again, not Chubb. I don't know the story. And making San Diego, look again. You should have kept him. I know Phil disgrace, but Drew is better, okay? Yeah. And those are my 4 MVP candidates so far for this season. Topic number 2. Topic number 3. The Denver Broncos are not that good. Okay, remember, again, 6-0. Now they lost 2-0. And they've been overpowered in 2 straight games against AFC North opponents, mind you. And one of those were on Monday Night Football, and they got manhandled. You can run on this team. You can run on this team. Rashard Mendenhall, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? He had 167 yards on 20-plus carries. 22 on 165, excuse me. And he hadn't had more than 100 yards, actually more than 80 yards in one game in his career. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? And you can throw on this team as long as you block Doomerville. Yeah, as long as you block Doomerville, basically. As long as you're not coming with Dawkins on the safety bush or something. And Kyle Orton, not very good under pressure. Coming up the middle. Or anything in space, basically. It's a decent, average football team. The only one game ahead of San Diego, who we all thought was dead. Yeah. The only win is against Dallas in terms of a good team. New England does not count because Matt Light hurt in midway through the 4th, and New England won the game, like, sort of finished the game. So, Denver, yeah. Doomerville should be an outside linebacker. Kudos to Mike Nolan, who's obviously better as a defensive coordinator than coach. 240 pounds, Doomerville, not be a defensive end. We now know that, obviously. Has a boatload of sacks this year, probably finishing like 15, 17 in the year. Champ Bailey, one of the best corners in the league still. Andre Goodman playing pretty well. Brian, yeah, I know, we know this. Decent to average football team, all right? We jumped the gun, they were 6. Remember the Bills were 4-0 last year, and they didn't get Denver may not even win this division again and choke the division away again. So, they're not that good, right? Topic number 4. T.J. Lang. You ever heard of him? Okay. T.J. Lang was drafted on the second day of 2009 NFL draft. I think it was 4th, 5th round, whatever it was. And actually was supposed to be a guard, I believe. And the Green Bay Packers had them playing left tackle, starting, for a couple games. Because Chad Clifton, who actually wasn't even doing that well in the first place, got hurt. And they thought Lang would be the answer. I don't think I've ever heard of a mid-round rookie doing anything at right tackle and all that. His rookie year doesn't happen too often, I don't think. Anyway, Alan Barber was playing right tackle. They signed Mike Tasher back. He's back there now. Right. Jason Spitz is out for the year. Clifton or Lang, whoever's left tackle, not doing a good job. They're not the answer long-term or current status. So, you need tackles. Guards are decent. Okay. Yeah. Guards. So, get some tackles. Hopefully that's your first pick Green Bay in the NFL draft. You're killing your $60 million quarterback. So get some actually. Here's what you could do. For now, put some tight ends, some fullbacks. Put them in the box so at least helps. That's why Greg Jennings hasn't been doing those deep balls as much anymore. Because Rodgers doesn't have enough time to throw in the face, So, offensive line, get some tackles. Okay, Green Bay? That's what's holding this team back. Everything else on the team is decent to pretty good. The receivers, the quarterback, obviously, the running backs, the defensive line, the linebackers, the secondary. What's the other? Oh, special teams. That's, for one, they've had some injuries. Jordy Nelson and obviously Bill Black and he's been out for the year. So, tackles next year. Do it. This year, extra guys in the box to help A-Rod, $60 million now.